feel free to fire away as we get ready for game number 3 here between Grixis Control and Naya Company. They've got the green light. Majors will start things off with a Watery Grave untapped into a Serum Visions. He's down to 18. He'll draw a card, Scry. We'll see what he wants to do with these 2 cards. Looks like he'll split the difference, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. We'll head back to Albert Ake, currently in first place here in our Modern Open. That's a Verdant Catacombs. This is Wild Nicodle. We'll just see what land he wants to get. He's going to go with Stomping Ground. Majors will draw. Nicodle going to put Majors to the test right away. He is playing a Lightning Bolt, however, so you have to imagine he probably has some sort of answer. You actually can see the Lightning Bolt in his hand. The question is, does he want to cast that, or does he want to try to get Jace online? Looks like he's going to go with the Lightning Bolt. Scar and Tarn going to be sacrificed. We'll see what land Michael wants to get. Going to go with the basic mountain. Windswept Heath into Noble Hierarch here for Ake.
Players in the standard premier.
Pretty good news here for Michael. He would really like to get the breathing space required to just get Jason to play on a stable board. That makes the game much easier to play.
Majors does have land number 3 in hand. He's going to sacrifice Polluted Delta. There's a basic swamp. So not actively searching up the non-basics. Now, to note, Ake does have a Magus of the Moon and a Blood Moon in the sideboard. Here's Inquisition of Kozilek.
Yeah, Michael also has an interest in just protecting his life total. I mean, this is not the most aggressive deck on the planet, but it's aggressive enough.
It does hit for big chunks of damage.
Yeah.
2 Nether Reliquaries, an Aethersworn Canonist, a Mountain, and a Plains.
And Michael's already in the hole 4 points off of his lands.
Pardon me, it's a Smiter, not a Knight. Don't pick that one.
No.
But it's worth noting. There are 4 Smiters and 4 Knights here in this deck list.
An exceedingly honest creature.
I don't know. Anything carrying around that kind of hammer I don't think is particularly honest.
He's just straight out of the Magic Online casual room. You know, no counters, no discard.
Yeah, respectable.
What is it good at? It's pretty good at attacking, also pretty good at blocking. No one ever loses to a Smiter and feels cheated. That's impossible.
That's true. Thing was just too good.
Just attacked or blocked, and it was just too much.
There's Jace. Ake gonna sacrifice his Windswept Heath.
Yeah, and with Bolts, Serum Visions, Inquisitions, Terminates, Jace is already really powerful when you're flipping it over in Standard, and in Modern, it's going to be hard for Albert to keep his head above water. Unless he draws a Lightning Bolt right now to kill it, or a Collected Company to keep up.
I believe that's a Path Exile. That was the draw.
I mean, that's not a great way to do it, but that might be the way Albert has to do it.
Hey, it's an answer. Jace really is that powerful, I think. Or you're not thrilled with this play, but you can't let Majors have it either. Majors looking over his hand. Might not be thrilled that this is happening. But it is happening. It's exile. He'll search up a land. I'll go with a basic island. I like with Canonist. And a Noble Hierarch beatdowns. Majors will take 1. And then we'll head back Michael's way. You do wonder if Majors has Pyroclasm in his deck after sideboard. Does not seem particularly good in this matchup. There are some really big creatures.
Yeah, it's a swingy card. There's about half the deck it's good against, and about half the deck it doesn't do anything against. But the half of the deck that it's not good against, that's the stuff Michael has to fight over anyway.
Scalding Tarn. I don't allow Majors to get an island. A lot of basics in Michael's deck this weekend.
Although his mana base is tilted a little bit more towards black mana than you typically see in Grixis control lists because he's playing Liliana and no Cryptic Command.
Now here's Tassiger. And Majors has got a great idea what Ake is working with in hand. Saw it from a discard spell earlier. Tasker is done delving. Left the Serum Visions in the graveyard. Now we go back over to Ake. Ake will draw. Ghost Quarter is what he's found. That'll be the land that he plays for the turn. It looks like he's got the very honest Elephant to cast. That'll be the only spell he gets to play this turn because of the Canonist. Now, Majors will activate Tasker. Turn over a Serum Visions and a Thought Scour. Getting card drawing either way.
I mean, Canonist does an okay job of containing some of what Tasker is doing. You know, Michael can't really cast a cantrip and say go very easily, but the flip side is Albert can't attack right now. And eventually Michael's going to be able to pick apart Albert's creatures if the game keeps going like this.
Serum Visions looks to be the play here for Michael. Liliana and a land. Looks like Lily's staying on top, maybe. Major's going to think about it. And now he will leave it. Land going to go to the bottom. Lily on top. Vision's done resolving. Majors gets the opportunity to play a lander, but no spell. Let's pass that turn back. Michael with Cold Gun's command.
Ugh.
Well, that is an artifact, isn't it?
Yep.
Jeez. That's a beating.
All right, let's go, Smiter. Just me and you.
Yep. There's Path to Exile. We have a Thought Scour here. Michael says, I will target you. Draw a card. And now he gets to search up a land. He's got one swamp left as far as basics are concerned. He's fresh out now. 2 swamps, 2 islands, 1 mountain.
Also has to shuffle away that Liliana,
Yep.
which would have been very good for him this turn.
Very true. Well, actually, drew it.
All right. Well,
Because, no, he drew it because he Thought Scoured.
Oh, correct,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He set that up well. So there's Liliana. That'll take care of the Smiter. Now Ake, with no cards in hand, 5 lands on the battlefield. He's going to need a string of good cards. Starts with Noble Hierarch. Major will untap. He'll take a draw step. Active Liliana. Grindy game. This is exactly where Majors wants to be. Bloodstained Mire looks to be the land. Though maybe Majors just wants to discard that. We'll see. I'll discard a Watery Grave. Not even play the Mire and just pass the turn back. Here comes Noble Hierarch. Looks like a damage will be dealt. Major's going to go down to 9. Ake with a Choke as a follow-up. But you can see on this board, Choke is fine. But Majors has, you know, not all non-basic islands.
Yeah.
You know.
if the game goes on for a very long time, it could be problematic for Michael, but right now he's functioning just fine.
There's Bloodstained Mire. Will be discarded by Liliana. Majors with Kolaghan's command. Don't need any islands for that. And that's in the draw step, too. Up we go. Discard Inquisition. Ake just drew and passed. Makes it think it's probably a Lightning Bolt or a Collected Company here. Majors ready to discard. Ake, I think, wants to fire a bolt off. The question is, does he want to go to Majors or does he want to go towards Liliana? He's going to go towards Liliana. Slow it down a little bit. Spell Snare is the discard. Michael Majors in search for a way to win the game. He's got this game in the position he wants it to be in.
I mean, if Albert draws, based on what Michael's discarding here, if Albert draws another Bolt, can take care of Liliana, he's still playing. Or if he draws a threat that necessitates an Edict.
I mean, Collected Company is a very good draw, too.
Yeah.
Turn the game around in a big way. And Majors is not a deck that plays Cryptic Command, as you mentioned, so... all Majors can do is pass the turn back, and he's not even activating Liliana because that means his hand's real good.
I think he's looking at Bolt and Terminate and removal spells. He does not want to discard at this point.
Relevant stuff.
Yeah.
Collected Company is what Albert Ake is in search of. He'll search a land of Foothills and draw a card. Collected Company was the draw step.
All right. If that resolves, I mean, got some game.
Lightning Bolt's going upstairs. Majors will draw. Found a copy of Jace. Is that worth using an island for? Majors says, yes, it is. There is Jace, Vryn's Prodigy. Albert Ake has a Collected Company. That's good to go. Top 6. We'll see if he can find 2 creatures.
And it looks like Michael does have Snapcaster Mage, you know, alongside some bolts in the graveyard, maybe able to just burn Albert out of here.
That might be what he's forced to do now because Collected Company could bring 2 very big creatures along with it.
The bolt at the end of turn, you know, for reasons that aren't particularly clear, usually means that someone's setting up a burnout sequence.
It suggests something very specific, especially because he's only working with 1 red land.
Yeah, Michael's not just doing that to do that. And as you mentioned, because he has the 1 red land, it implies that the issue is he needs to bridge this over several turns. And so he needs to use his red mana every single turn to set it all up.
Scavenging Ooze is a nice one to find here.
I mean, that's a really nice set of cards here. The Scavenging Ooze cuts off any sort of Snapcaster Mage shenanigans, and Night Royal Quarry is just a very powerful Magic card.
Powerful and pretty big. You have to imagine there's some lands in the graveyard. There's a 6/6 right now.
Commander Pod number 2, your event is
All right.
ready. Please meet your judge in
To
the
Ake.
silence registration station. Commander Pod number 2,
This
your
is...
event is ready.
Those 2 creatures it's close to worst case scenario here for Michael. They're both threats that require to be killed. They're both threats that are very large, so Lightning Bolt's not going to be helpful here. Scavenging Ooze cuts off Snapcaster Mage. Jace pushes him outside of burnout range as well.
And the islands are being taxed. It's a choke.
Yep.
So he can only do so much with those. He needs to find a Tasker type threat right now. And both these threats are coming at Majors. Who cares about Liliana? Let's go. Terminate. That'll take care of the Knight. And Majors is daring Ake to use the Scavenging Ooze.
But this was looking like Michael's game to lose here. And with the Collected Company, now things are getting a lot more challenging.
Scavenging Ooze is going to be activated.
It's going to be 2 spells, a big swing in the life totals.
Going to activate that Ooze again. It's up to a 4/4. Ake will gain a little bit of life. Major's going to take some more damage. Does Ake have a follow-up creature to play? That's the question. It looks like the answer is yes. Kosali Pride Mage. Major will untap. Doesn't get to untap that island because of choke. So now the plan is, I gotta get the Scavenging Ooze off the table. Ake has a creature to protect it in Kosali Pride Mage from a Liliana -2. So Ake is sitting pretty good right now. Can't feel terribly comfortable when your opponent has a Liliana, Jace, and cards in hand, but...
Another source of complexity here, it looks like the shields are down on Albert's side of the table in terms of green mana. He can be potentially ghost quartering himself for a forest in the event that Michael makes a move with either Jace or Snapcaster Mage.
And take a look at Albert's mana base. He has 2 basic forests in his deck.
And now there's a guessing game on Michael's side of the table here. Because if this gets fizzled, it's a lot of resources.
Well, he's going to minus Jace to look to flash something back. We can figure out what the target is here with the Telepath Unbound. Feels like it would be Terminate, but it looks like it's going to be Lightning Bolt. Maybe Michael trying to hook him.
If you signed up for the standard challenge, please make your way to the side event stage.
Now the issue here is, yes, Michael can respond with Snapcaster Mage if he wants to, but now he's down another island, and his mana is getting a little bit more constricted.
Lightning Bolt will take care of Kosali Pride Mage. Liliana is going to take care of the Ooze, you have to imagine. And now Michael has worked his way out of this. Oh, okay.
That's a huge draw.
That's a big turn there, because there's Tasigur now. He has reloaded in a big way.
Legacy PIP players at this time in the round. Active players.
Based on the way that Michael sequenced everything, I had to imagine the Tasigur was drawn this turn, and that's a huge draw.
Ickle and tap. He needs a big draw right now. Collective Company was a good one last time when he was in this situation. That's Noble Hierarch. That one's not very good right now. Majors only has one island to work with because of choke, but he's made the most out of the islands he's gotten to use. Into the red zone he's going to come. Tasker is good chump blocked. Ickle will go down to 8. Jace will tick up. Ake has drawn, looks like a Loxodon Smiter. He'll play that.
Thud.
That'll slow down the Snapcaster Mage. At least that appears to be the case. Though it looks like Majors just wants to cash in that Jace. Terminate it, come on in.
Both threats are lethal now.
Yep, Ake down to 2. Is it Collective Company here for Albert Ake? It is not. Michael Majors is going to win this match here over Albert Ake. 2-1. Grixis Control will take care of Naya Company for Michael Majors. 11-1-1. Albert Ake slides down to 12-2, and I think that's going to put Michael Majors in first place now in this tournament.
Yeah, very well played match there, and part of the benefit of moving the mana base away from Cryptic Command and towards Liliana is Choke is just a lot less devastating. He was able to fetch a lot of swamps there. Choke was definitely not the card that he wanted to see, but Michael's deck is not that vulnerable there. And that's the best card that Naya Company and a lot of other green creature decks are going to bring in against you.
Michael Majors on the select side of Star City game.